My name is Vasileios Tzoumas. I am from Greece. I'm an assistant professor at the Aerospace Department at the University of Michigan here in Ann Arbor. And my expertise or my profession is on autonomy. In particular, I care how a single robot or multiple robots, they can understand the environment by using onboard cameras, how they can also figure out rules in order to control themselves and move around the environment. And then, of course, in the multi-robot setting, I care to develop techniques that they enable all these robots to come together and collaborate in order to do complex tasks. For example, any kind of disaster response task or any kind of maybe team package delivery. It has connected the world by reducing distance, which is something I found exquisite. It gives the opportunity to people to visit other cultures and connect with other people. So this is the obvious answer. There is also one more obvious answer, which is rockets and space exploration, exploring the world and pushing the frontier, colonizing other worlds is something that I believe it makes everyone exciting and interested about aerospace. Beyond that, we can think other, non-everyday, let's say, applications of aerospace that they are going to become important. They will make aerospace part of everyday life. These applications are these emerging applications for drone technology, for example. We can see already that the entertainment industry, drone technology and aerial systems, they will become part of our everyday life and help a lot with increasing the quality of the work, but also ensuring the safety of the humans that they are relevant to this work. These are some examples where I think that aerospace, some reasons that I think aerospace is currently important, but it will become even more important as we go forward. Aerospace careers, they cover a spectrum of expertise and disciplines. This spectrum starts from hardware design up to software design, and it covers also disciplines from mathematics to physics to materials. So, examples, we have propulsion. We want to create vehicles, space vehicles or aerial vehicles that they have sustainable propulsion capabilities or propulsion capabilities that they can last a long of time, so we can do big trips, long duration trips towards exploration of asteroids or any kind of extraterrestrial systems. Beyond propulsion, we have structures and materials, so how we can create flexible vehicles that they have increased maneuverability, increased fuel consumption, or how we can create materials that they are heat resistant. These are very important when we are thinking about application in rocket technology. Beyond propulsion and materials and structures, we can start thinking about autonomy. So how we can enable all these vehicles, aerospace vehicles, to have the artificial intelligence essentially to control themselves, to use their onboard camera to sense the environment and navigate. So, and one more additional dimension to this interdisciplinarity of aerospace is computations. So essentially now how we can create statistical and physical models that they will enable these autonomy capabilities, to create a model about the environment and predict how the environment is going to evolve. So why aerospace now can be interesting to a student that currently is in high school, for example, or a middle school, and they are interested in robotics. So one reason is because aerospace, actually robotics in aerospace is a central theme. It has to do with aerial robotics, how we build essentially drone technology or autonomous aircraft in order to support and benefit a spectrum of human applications, for example, disaster response, agriculture, inspection of infrastructure that it is, for any reason, it has degraded conditions and it is difficult for people to go and inspect this infrastructure because of the safety reasons. So if you are interested in robotics, you are interested, for example, in hardware, then aerospace is a venue that can actually help you flourish and implement this interest that you have on hardware. Complementary to that, if you care about mathematics or you care about programming, this is something that, again, it is qualities and interests that are central in aerospace engineering. For example, mathematics, they are very important in order to develop the autonomous capabilities of aerospace vehicles, to develop their perception and their control capabilities. If we care about coding, then this is again something very central in aerospace engineering. Why? Because all these artificial intelligence, autonomy and computational methods, actually they are implemented by using coding techniques. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and ask questions to your friends, to your teachers, to your mentors, or even to people that you don't know. You will be surprised that emailing a faculty or a famous person will not result to that person ignoring you, but most probably they will answer with you, and they will answer to your email, and they will have a nice experience to share, and to share actually similar growing experience and difficulties as the ones that you have. I believe what it is very important in this case in terms of preparing for entrance exams for college is start early, commit yourself. It is about the future, and certainly we need to learn, and the learning process, it is not an easy process. It's a process that takes time and requires effort and commitment, and of course it requires courage because sometimes when towards an exam we need to prepare and we need to commit ourselves. This means also sacrifice in terms that we cannot maybe freely, succumb to our desires just to go out and play with our friends and things like that. So it is a period that it requires a little bit of patience, but what is very important is always to remember that we care about our future and what we want to succeed next. And this is part of the process. It's a process that one way or another we should enjoy because it is a process of learning.